Legacy Evolution Wave 2 in under 60 minutes, let's go. Alright, we're back here again. More boys readily able to be discussed by me and possibly yourself in the comments. Wave 1 was fun, but I can't remember what I actually said about it because I was really struggling to stay alive that day. But how, I hear you ask, does Wave 2 fare? Well, let's get straight into it with JG1 Crashbar in over 60 seconds, let's go. The first Junkian bike to not be Retgar or a retool of Retgar. And how does it turn out? He looks busy, like just very busy. In fact, so busy that no kickstand is required. Crazy times. The bulk sort of makes sense, it's all the accessories added in an actually good way. And I mean, the front wheel rolls while the back one kinda does, so that counts for something. Crashbar rocking up out here saying, I'll do anything for an A, and then getting bored halfway through. Now, the burning question on everyone's mind. Does Crashbar pass the Kardashev bike test? For those of you unaware, it basically means, can a transforming bike do bike? Well, let's find out. Yeah, I'm not convinced. Jesus Christ, this just looks like the allegations from a Nickelodeon set. What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ, is this ever gonna work out properly? Alright, perfect. Smashing that'll do. Cut the my fucking timing on that one was impeccable. I should be a photographer for natural disasters. I'd narrate over people getting absolutely demolished by tsunamis and volcanic eruptions like it was You've Been Framed. Actually, we could call the volcanic and wildfire one Too Hot for TV. And then when it inevitably gets taken off the air due to customer complaints, we could do a finale episode all about blizzards and tsunamis. We'll call it On Ice. Anyway, back to this shit. So Crashbar is now in his robot mode. One thing I do want to mention before we proceed any further, this guy actually required no parts forming in order to get him into his robot mode. Also, while I'm digging the homage with the facial hair, the unfortunate combo of the red sunglasses is reminding me of a certain streamer who happened to be in some hot water earlier this year. Can you guess who it is? Vote now. Anyway, Crashbar's robot mode is nothing exceptional. The posability is good, if a bit hampered because of the fact he's supposed to come apart. Now look guys, like this. The absolute trauma newborn me was put through watching Toy Story 1 and Mrs. Nesbitt's arm came off. Also, it's really weird that this one embodies an Ironhide as well. I do also like the asymmetry going on with the legs. I think it gives a lot to a character such as a Junkion. Asymmetry in Transformers is cool. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I'm sorry, BB, you don't mean it. But rules is rules. Also, I just found out his wheel does this. Every day's a school day. I feel like this guy is just a bit of a cognito hazard. Whenever I've got him in hand, I actually really like him and think he's pretty good, but as soon as he's out of my hand, I forget he exists. What an odd, anomalous lad. But the good thing is, he's only our first figure of today, so let's just f*** off his remains. Animated Prowl in over 60 seconds, let's go. Okay, now this is some fucking beautiful Uncle Ben's quality of rice, but before I get to it, I need to talk about one thing. Off the top of my half-cooked brain, we've had 3 motorbikes from 3 different continuities over the 2 years between this and the previous line, and still no Armada Sideways. I am cursed to live in this timeline. This is a certified born to shit, forced to wipe moment in my life. Alright, now I've got that out of my system. Holy fuck. I'll be honest, I don't think it's particularly accurate to the animation model, but speaking honestly, I also don't fucking care. Seemingly spitting in the face of the Prime fans, they decided to debut a motorcycle from a different continuity, and it's actually fucking good. Does it pass the Kardashev scale? Well, let's find out. You know, I don't think I've ever actually met someone who's been told to go fuck themselves and actually deliver on half the project, but I think this might be the closest that idea could ever come. That was a fucking horrible choice of words on my part, but let's leave it in the video, it'll be really funny. But it covers everything you expect it to. Somewhat kinda partially rolls, so that's something. As you can see, this one actually has a molded kickstand, built-in Dada lights on the back, and every time I look at this thing, I hear Kung Fu Fighting playing in my head. And right now, it's currently doing that weird movie trailer thing where it plays in slow motion piano. You know, like they're trying to manipulate your nostalgia into gaining money from you. Wait a minute, did Joe Hasbro manipulate my emotions into getting money from me? Without taking the time to actually do research and look at the animation model, I think this is fairly accurate, but not obviously a one-for-one. For example, they gave him the kind of thighs that you want your head to be crushed, but they also did their best to try and give him as much posability as they could. I would love to know why biblically accurate mathematics has become my go-to sign of showing, hey look guys, he's posable. Also, the G1ification just makes that head sculpt stand out so much more. You tell me this doesn't look like that perfect police helmet, samurai kind of blend that we're going for. If ever there was a redesigned head worthy of the name, it would be this. And Prime Soundwave, but this isn't about him. Also, they were kind enough to give him integrated ninja stars. I am so embarrassed and I'll never be able to go to a convention now. My reputation will never survive this blunder. Expect my apology video in your dreams. It's like, yeah, cool, they make nice stars, but have you considered the alternative? They look like burgers. And I'm only backtracking this because Chromias look like the Pretty Patty. Joe Hasbro's the most elite scientist reverse engineering burger lore into our animated Prowl figure. Now when will he reverse engineer a fucking paddles into our hands? Yeah, I'm not dropping it, Joe. Give us a fucking paddles already. But back to Prowl, and he's pretty swish. Maybe I'll try tracking down that samurai upgrade kit they made for him. And I kind of want it to be no secret that this was the only animated figure that was released during Legacy Evolution, and he's a fucking delightful beast. Now let's talk about an actual beastie. G1 Shrapnel in over 60 seconds, let's go. Where I said that his predecessor eventually grew on me, I loved this disgusting little individual from the day I got him. We'll get this insect mode right out the fucking way because there's really not much to say. These bits are articulated. You got some legs that do nothing that are also happen to be weapons and weapon storage alike. Peak. Anyway, in the off chance you were entirely uncertain, this boy is peak. Well, this little dome-headed fucker's is peak as far as the Insecticons can go. Which is straight in the bin, am I right? Who's with me? Fuck the bugs. Once we move down from the head and towards the chest, you see some really nice glossy paint on the chest that just really pops. I also think this might be one of the cleanest bot modes I think I have ever seen. Like, look at that. I just want you all to ogle this with your viewing balls and appreciate it with me for a moment. Well, that's enough of that. Let's just get to talking about the rest of him. He comes with these two guns that do gun things, such as get the American people triggered and debating. They can be underslung. I think they look better underslung. What do you think, Shrapnel? I swear this goofy cunt just said, fetch me their souls. What the fuck is wrong with him? He also comes with this spendiferously painted weapon. I don't know what that word I just said was, but I really hope it doesn't mean like some disease or some shit. But personally, I think he looks a lot better with it on his back. Like that. Good range of poses. I don't think I have a minute's worth of content here yet, so allow me to just indulge in some, I don't know, fucking ASMR or some shit. See you, mate. You want to like and subscribe this video if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. It really goes a long way and my channel really needs it. You see, my dog needs all the support she can get, financially, attention-wise. There's nothing wrong with her. She's just fucking stupid, and I just think it would be nice to be able to do some good for her. I think she just fucking heard me talking. Oh fuck, here she comes. Oh shit, oh fuck. I think it's Masterforce Metalhawk in over 60 seconds, let's go. First a meme for everyone who remembers, I broke mine making a YouTube short on this. So if you guys want to see that happening, just follow the card that's now up at the top of the screen. Thank you. Let's move on. I was about to call this guy Masterforce, that's not right. Metalhawk here is a retool redeco of Peak. And if you're not familiar with Peak, then I truly feel sorry for you, but it's Kingdom Cyclonus and his ilk. And while this plane has some odd proportions, I wouldn't call any of them bad. Just odd, like that one uncle everyone has. I think mine threatened me with a knife when I was 6 years old. This guy's got some good combinations of blue and red with some unfortunate detail in unpainted grey, which is unfortunate. It also means I'll probably end up replacing this guy with the new one from Legacy United. Fuck my life. By far the strangest thing about Marvin Steelcock over here is these bits. It didn't have stabilizers, so they instead gave him this weird gun that just kind of goes over the top of the tail fins, and it doesn't quite make sense. It's a strange look, and I'm not sure what to make of it. But by all accounts, I don't hate this plane, because it's fun. And to hate on fun would be just plain wrong. I am so sorry. Please cut that. Fuck me. Refund the fucking patrons. Cancel your partnership. You're done, mate. Fuck off. Fun fact, this was the first retooled Voyager of a Pretender that we got. A feat that they only repeated once more, but I'll get to him in one of the future videos. I want to eat your head, you handsomely butterly motherfucker. And like I say, he's a retool of Cyclonus, so he carries over a lot of what Cyclonus brings to the table, but does it well. And just for purely comparison's sake, here he is with not Cyclonus. I must be seeing double here. 4 not Cycloni. I must confess, this guy just does a lot of what he does right just by stumbling into it, I believe. The retooled sculpt work and additional paint applications work just all all the way up the figure. The colour breakup with the wings and the dedicated sword holder on his back just adds so much more flavour to him. And his handheld guns do a lot for him as well, like hurt his image. I'm sorry, but if you're being threatened with a part of a vehicle and told to hand over your valuables, you're gonna laugh in their fucking face. Well, I don't give a fuck if you become a level 99 mafia boss, you look a fool. Oh wait, they actually combine as well? Oh wow, isn't that just wonderful? I will say the sword goes hard as fuck though. Like, don't worry, I speak the language. I know when a sword is the business, and this is pretty fucking close to the business. I don't know. All in all, the only thing to really say about Metalhawk is I think he's a worthy retool of Peak. Like, I can't deny it, the dumb as fuck guns and the unpainted grey kind of bring him down a bit, but the rest of it's pretty good. You mark those words in your calendar, son. Don't you ever forget it. And now, before we go, we've got one blue elephant in the room to address. JG1 Twincast in over 60 seconds, let's go. He's Blaster, but in blue and white instead of red and grey. Somebody called the News of the World, they've just broke new ground with this one. I mean, to be fair, odds are if you used a phone when News of the World was still around, they probably already knew, mate, I'm sorry. Motherfuckers knew my exam results before I did, I swear. The peak of Evo Fusion in motion. Twincast is out here living like Gaston in the Beauty and the Beast remake with a gay best friend inside him. He's still clear plastic, so I hate him. Don't mind me living out here in 3024 and finding loopholes to hate crimes. In that I hate him and I want to commit crimes now. Blaster, but blue. Blaster, but blue. Blaster, but blue. Wait a minute, so blackface is bad, but yellowface is acceptable? Oh, for fuck, forget Megatron. Blaster needs to be stopped. This man's out here cooking and no one's hungry. But on the macro scale, he's fine. No noteworthy changes to note other than the paint. I'm not sure about the trousers he decided to wear out today, but you know what? I stand Twincast. I think clowns deserve equal rights as well. Like, all you saying he's out here looking a bit silly, well, you know what? I think he looks like a future space surgeon. A future tree lawyer. Honestly, just cut this whole fucking bit. I'm sorry. JG1 Twincast in over 60 seconds, let's go. He's pretty good. Coming to the end, this wave is really weird. There's only one not G1 character, only one Decepticon, and only 3 new molds. These 2 chuckle fucks are retools, and yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm recording this on a day where my head isn't fucked. But this wave just really slaps. There's a lot of stuff here that's just really good. I don't really have any major complaints about any of these. In fact, the only thing I probably would say I have major complaints about is that we still didn't get a fucking sideways. 2 in the same wave and I couldn't be indulged just a little bit. This video about to turn into a sponsor for BetterHelp the way I'm fucking feeling right now. Oh well, let everyone's favourite part of the video roll.